Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis, and in this video I want to talk to you guys about Deep Dive specifically. Salvage is like a 6-player match-made activity. If you get keys, it'll automatically use them. Other than that, it's kind of hard to fail it. You'll have a boss fight, and we'll have a different boss fight next week. But this week, and it seems like in future weeks, I'll be making videos to explain further depths that we go through, different collectibles that we're going to have and stuff like that. So, in this one, it is week 1. And what we're going to have is 2 collectibles for your aquarium. I'll show you where both of those are. They're before you ever get to the first fight. I'm going to show you what the pressure trials is like. And what that is when you get to the first encounter, as soon as you like activate the drill, you're going to go find like a little Toland, like floating little wisp. If you activate that and your whole fire team has to opt in, so everybody has to go do it. If you do that, you'll activate the pressure trials and then you need to activate the trigger. Now, the one that you see me do in the video I'm going to show you is the little blight, the 4 blights that come up. No, actually, I don't think that's the one I recorded. The one I was in was like, there's 5 little like fissures out of the ground. So you got to go stand on all of those to trigger it. You know you'll have found them all when you hear the Xivu or Wrath dialogue. After that, you'll do the first part as normal, but time is key. So spending your heavy ammo, spending your abilities. That's why I like the grenade recharge one, because it's like 500% grenade recharge. Grenades can be pretty powerful, so that's one I like using. Just because I was in an arc build, it's actually pretty potent. And then when you get done with your job, whether it's like finding the little fuel canisters from the guys, or defending the terminals, or killing the brigs, which the brigs was hard. I did the brigs, and then I had the pursuit trials, and then I failed that one. But the other 2, I've completed them. So if you don't get it as a solo player, that's okay. As a team, it's most likely very doable. I did the whole thing in private, which is kind of fun that you can do that. I don't love attrition, but it's there. But the goal is do the normal part of like phase 1 fast, so you have time to do the pressure trials, which is a bunch of high level enemies. The other thing, if you're doing a pressure trials, there's a buff against mini bosses. That could be helpful as well, because 10% more damage against all of those, probably a good thing, but my grenade recharge probably had some benefit too. So that's phase 1. And then if you do phase 1 fast enough and you activate the pressure trials, you'll have the bigger guys to fight. If you do all of that, you're going to be up to tier 3 rewards, so you'll know if you did it or not. If you finish that one, if you finish the pressure trials, or if you don't do the pressure trials and just finish the job, you're going to get an extra buff from Asha, and it's like a bonus rally flag. And what that's going to do is, I'll usually have a piece of armor like this that I can switch over to in any activity that I can switch armor. I'll switch this on when I'm going to rally, and that's going to allow me to hold more ammo than I normally do. Like, so it lets my Thunderlord go from like 291 when I have Asha's buff, it's like 400 something, and then with this on I get up to like 600 in Thunderlord, which is nuts. When you get to the boss fight itself, which this one's the servitor this week, which is Jaws, it's a checkpoint, so if you die, you just start the whole boss fight over, which isn't the end of the world. You still have the rally flag, so don't worry about it. And if you die, you still get the tier 3 rewards. That's why I left my death in this one, to show you that when you finish, even if you die during the boss, you still get tier 3 rewards, because you already did the job, and the pressure trials, that's locked in. And then in the boss fight for Jaws, just stay out of line of sight. Watch it as you do enough damage to the boss. In each of the rounds, you're going to see snipers and you're going to see exploder shanks. Those are the ones that'll catch you off guard. The ads that come up and like melee you, like captains or thrall or whatever, those aren't so bad. But other than that, attrition is on, so be weary of your health. Any of those enemies that get close, try and make sure you're picking up those little healing orbs. And other than that, let's jump in and I'll show you guys how this works.
A high concentration
All right, let's see if I can get a run of this.
Drawn enemy lines.
So when you start,
stuff, different day.
fall down, tuck behind the pillar, hit your switch,
ship,
grab your little air bubble.
Fly like Lady Yolder and leave nothing.
Now I will tell you, when you're doing the like time trial thing for the harder version, I got one a little while ago that was the Briggs, and it was rough. I got another one that I did first try. Didn't even die once. Now, when it comes to secrets, if you're facing this thing, make sure you're grabbing your air bubble. You want to go around what this is in a counterclockwise motion. So if you're facing it, and that'll turn you into this little section over here. And this will be one of your collections for your aquarium. It's this crazy yellow sponge looking guy. Then you'll fall down. I know these are going to be for something later on, because I've seen 2 of them now. Those are like statues from... I think it was like the Court of Oryx, if I remember correctly. So those will be something later on. Not entirely sure what they'll be, but they're hive related. And this week, for week 1, we've also got another aquarium edition, which will be right down here before you kind of go in the door. I don't think those little blasters will hurt you. They'll just probably slow you down a little bit. So it's this one. I don't know what piece of it is, but it's somewhere over here. So that's your second aquarium edition. And then what you're doing to kick off the hard version, you need all people in a party to activate it. And when the door opens, you're going to plant your little drill, and then you're looking for a Toland bubble. It's either going to be to the left, to the right, or underneath you. So it's either going to be under those stairs over there, under those stairs over there, or underneath you, which you'd have to check. So as soon as you plant it, you need to go find it. It's going to trigger one of two things. Takes a second. So it looks like mine's going to be underneath. Nope. It must be over to the right. Hidden. Where'd it go? Is there a fourth spot for this thing that I don't know about? Well, this isn't good. Whole point of this... Oh, it's over here. You can see him flashing. This is the hard, so this is darkness. I'm already working against the timer here, which sucks. You gotta stand in these 4 things. I need to start defending one of these here soon once I start it. I'll scan the ghost to get that started while I'm going to find the rest of these little... You gotta go stand in all of these things, you gotta find them. This one up here. I need one more somewhere. I've got to find one. Oh, up here. Usually it's either 4 that you have to stand in, and the Wrathful Predator is a good thing to knock out. If you get all 4 of the triggers, you should be reasonable. It sucks when they go in hiding like this. Yo, be aggressive. I'm on a timer. Once those are down, then you need to just do your objectives, and you still are on the same time to do both now, so speed is key. This one, the Brig's probably harder. This one is just a lot more stuff that you gotta fight and kill. That's where it gets to be a little difficult. Just trying to find all of your enemies sometimes gets a little interesting. That's your goal, is you basically just have to kill everything. That's your timer. Where did he... Oh, that... I didn't actually finish the pressure things up here. I'm still working on those, apparently. Apparently they sit here for a while, which is good, but... There's darkness invoked. So when that happens, you'll know because of the big noise. Now this is going to be a hard one, but this is how you do it. There's probably better builds. It also depends on heavy ammo for me. And then just getting reasonable on the timer, because these things are just really annoying when they don't want to actually show up for you. Alright, 2 down. Time is looking rough. I do have my Thundercrash Super. I wish you could hack more than 1. Because the best one that you can do is the one where... not the big one and not this one. There's like one that's like noticeably easier, it seems. So if you do have struggles with it, don't feel bad. And these guys are annoying. They hide. I'm like, just die. And he needs to die for time. Last one. 2 minutes left. Could be decent. Oh yeah, the one with the Briggs, and then you gotta find all the coral, and there's like 6 coral bits that you gotta get. Man, that was annoying. Trying not to use all my heavy, but I also gotta kind of go fast here. I'm a solo player. There's heavy ammo. That's nice. You piece of crap. Chain lightning is a good thing for ad clears. So are explosions. Bring on the fun. Now the big guys. When you see one of those big interlopers, that's when you know you're on the final part. Hardest part about this is definitely going to be the explodey boys, because you need to get close to some stuff, but you also can't die. I mean, you can die, it's just not going to help much. Kill them in groups, though, maybe. Got about a minute left. And we got it. And that one I got with like a minute to go. Another one I failed on time. So secure Igor core samples. You'll get your core. Now if you finish the event, you're going to get the Rallying Will, which is going to give you more ammo. This is a good time where I throw in my like other chest beats that's just like all reserves. And that way when I get to the boss fight, especially if you're doing it by yourself, you're actually able to notice how much ammo. I have 600 ammo in Thunderlord. It's kind of ridiculous. So that's nice. Then hit your actual rally flag for your abilities. And then the timer's done. Now, I don't know how we get to different levels in the future. We'll figure that out. So this is week 1. But I will tell you that the future ones are probably going to be tougher on levels. But as we level up with the artifact, should get a little better. So that could be a time thing. But for now, just don't get hit by the beam and take it patient. Even if you die here, you still should get your tier 3 rewards. I have that many bullets because that thing has overflow, so I'm not just like cheating. Now the nice thing about the grenade recharge, I can just chunk that back there and let it work on him. Hang out. The Ionic Traces in an arc build are pretty fun to use, though. Occasionally you've got a random dude behind you in this first section. I will say some of the orbs, like if you're trying to chase an orb, I have the speed boost and I can't catch the orb sometimes. It's ridiculous. The orbs like run away from you ridiculously. Sorry, too many times to use the word ridiculous, but that's okay. But yeah, attrition in this thing sucks and will probably for higher difficulties, no question about that. And there's first phase. So when you're on for the next phase, what you're going to do is try and find some high ground, at least to start, figure out where it's going to launch in, because sometimes they just push you out of the way, and I've been killed by it, which sucks. So you're going to have one mini servitor on each side, you kill them both, you go back to phase 2. This one's easier to knock out in one run. The other ones take a little bit longer. Leviathan's Breath, apparently, chat is saying is pretty good in that room, so that could be interesting. Hits like a truck, I can see that. Now this is where you're going to want to start watching out for snipers and exploder shanks. So I try and do enough damage, then I want to peek out. So there's your exploder shanks, some on the left. Listen, you should have some coming on the right. You're going to have a sniper back here. Watch the exploders, there's still more coming. But yeah, the exploder shanks are the ones that have screwed me over multiple times. Now, you got a resilient captain. He doesn't really do that much, but there's another guy down there, and he's invisible. This resolute marauder. That was really just bad timing. But the thing about it is, you can start the boss fight over, and it's not the end of the world. Because you got to tier 3, and you just got to do it. See, tier 3 is still there. I also did not have my resistance chest on. That's why things hurt a little more. If you flop bomb around, don't forget it like I did. Whoops. So, same principle. But yeah, this week seems to be Jaws. Maybe that's like the level 1 boss. I don't know. It is cool we actually get to hear from Xivu or Wrath like audibly this season. have like the perfect line of sight here. Technically not hitting me, but I can see his eye. I can sit here and nuke it. And it's good. I died once, so this will be faster for you guys. There you go. Alright, same thing in here. Try and get some high ground. You can either go here or up over there. Usually one of the two works. I try and do a grenade on one side to start it. It's not required that you sit here and use your heavy. It's just in a room that I like to get out of quicker. So yeah, tier 3 rewards still there. So don't worry about that if you die here. So I was like, don't force this part. Be patient. And you're good. Looks like I got somebody on my radar over here hanging out, so I can kill these guys. Now this one you can actually get a little lower down. Again, just watch the line of sight and stay in the shadows. See if I can get a ring toss. Nice, nice. I'll take that. Explodey boys are coming, so be careful. Look for your snipers. They're going to be perched in a few of these top corners. Resolute Marauder's back. Can't quite figure out his deal. I don't know what he's for. Tends to be around, though. But again, yeah, the big thing to watch is for your snipers. Usually perched up here, one over here, typically one over there. Final wave, you'll have more of each. More snipers, more explodey guys. And again, I've got plenty of ammo. I can kind of push him at this point. If you do get aggressive with damage, though, just be careful. That can spawn some ads. So depending on what's around you, be it snipers or other things, if you haven't killed stuff and you get aggressive, you could prompt other guys coming in. So just be aware that that might push it, depending on how quick you leave. Like when you get your damage chunk off, you might have more guys coming at you than you thought you had. Now this is where you have 3 of the little mini guys on each side. I don't know if I've ever killed them all in one run. I'll probably use a super. You might be able to do it there. This will be an interesting one on higher difficulties. And the other jumping point is up here. This is usually like another place you can go. Gives you kind of some high ground, lets you see what's going on down below. And then once they go down, he'll leave and we'll go for the final damage phase. And he always goes through the same placement too. First one on the left, second one out in the middle. The last phase, he's down here on the right. Now at this point, I will look for my snipers while he's doing that. Look for your exploder shanks coming. Snipes. Watch for any ads behind you too. Told you those snipes will mess you up. Now I do have that Marauder down there still too. That healing thing. Trying to find the Marauder if there's a third one. Does look like he's down there. Alright, so that's 3 Marauders down. Still don't know exactly what that does. I can throw it from out. There's a wall. Probably just finish him like this. There you go. And we're good. Now you're going to get 2 chests. I might leave the death in the video, but you know, proof that you can die. So you have double coral that you're going to pull. And that gives you 2 chests, a tier 3 chest and a tier 3 bonus.
Settle a bet for
I'll
me.
let him open up.
You fought in Twilight Gap, did you not?
And helped build the wall with
Alright, so you got
shacks
the
and
big
sink
clam
before
chest.
that. What's wrong? Memory
Then we
getting
got the tier
fuzzy in
3
your
bonus
old age?
chest.
It's all one long fight to me. The individual skirmishes start to blend together. I remember the losses.
Yeah. Sure felt like the whole world
Well, that's
was
2.
against us in
So
those
if you've
early
got a
days.
group, little
Well,
timing, Probably not too hard to do tier 3 as a solo player. It is hit or miss, but it's definitely doable. When we get to higher difficulties, not entirely sure about those.
We helped hold
But
it after it was
right
built.
now, week 1,
I've always
you got the
been
2
more
aquarium
soldier than
pulls.
Mason.
Depending on what run you get, depending on your build, your loadout, your stats, and everything else. The pursuit thing is doable, but again, I've been hit or miss on the runs. Like 2 of these I did, 1 of them I wasn't close. So if it doesn't happen, don't worry, run it back, no big deal. You'll probably get more keys and other things like that. So let's get back to the top and wrap this up. All right, everybody, that is it for week 1 on deep dives. Hopefully you found this video beneficial. I know all of YouTube is probably going to be full of PlayStation Showcase stuff, but those of you playing Destiny, hopefully you enjoyed this one. I'll still be getting more stuff out there. There's a lot of cool weapons. If you are a raider, Last Wish, right now, a good thing to be in. But I'll cover that in a separate video. If you guys enjoyed this one, please drop a like below. If you are new and you enjoy the content, please hit that subscribe button and the alert bell. I'm like 750 subs away from 100K, so please help support and push me up to over that one. If you want to find me on Twitch, which I'll be streaming the dungeon this weekend, twitch.tv/Ebontis, and I'll get a guide for the dungeon out as soon as I can as well. I will see you soon. Have a good one.